I've been working on a secret card and testing it for a while, and it's finally ready. It's not a standalone card. It's more like an add-on card that lets you add animated and customizable buttons and badges to the cards you already have. And as always, I made it completely free for everyone and easy to set up. Let's look at some examples before I show you how to set it up so you can get the full idea. Here is the standard light card I use in my dashboard. With this new method, I added buttons to trigger scripts and scenes directly from the card, like normal, night, and party scenes, which are simply scripts I created earlier. This is another light card. Look how I added an extra button here that switches the card to toggle something else, in this case toggling between cloud and local light control for my lamp. This specific functionality was explained in this video, if you're interested. You can also use it on something like the custom shades card I shared recently, or this brand new balcony awning card, making them much easier to control with custom buttons that fits the card design. I've also added the battery info as a badge to my motion sensor, thermostat, and temperature cards that changes color and icon according to the battery state. You can do this easily to every battery-operated card you have, which in my opinion very useful. The possibilities with this method I'm going to share with you are endless, as I've built the card in a way that gives you tons of customizations. By the way, a lot of the cards you guys requested in past weeks are coming soon too. Now let me show you how to set it up. The requirements for this video are the following front-end integrations, so make sure to install them from HACS. More on this in the description for beginners. Now let's add some buttons to this mushroom light card. Let's prepare the view first. I recommend using sections or masonry view type. And for the themes, mushroom shadow is recommended. Start by copying your card. Then create a vertical stack in card. Paste your card inside it. Then grab my custom card from the link in the description. Copy it. Back in Home Assistant, add a manual card next to the light card. Clear the field and paste the card we just copied. Right away, you will see a button showing on top of your card. And here you have the section to customize it, but we will get back to it later. Close the code editor using this button, and click the pencil icon to edit the button in the visual editor, because we need to define the entity and configure what happens when the button is clicked. Set the entity of the device or the script that should run when the button is clicked. Choose an icon here. Clear the content field, as we only need a simple button. In this example, we will keep it simple, and in the next one I'll show you the advanced templates we can use here. Scroll down and set the actions. When clicked, I want it to trigger the script. Now go back to the code editor mode. Let's play with the variables to have our desired look for the button. Start by setting the active state. When this state is met, the active styles here will be applied, and animations will start if they are set up. Otherwise, the inactive section here will be applied and no animations will play. For this example, we simply want a button so we can set the active state to both on and off or whatever your entity states are. Let's set the position of the button by tweaking those values. If you want the button to be on the left, simply change this value to left. Same for the top value, you can set it to bottom. Change the values here using pixels or percentages to set how far the button is from the card border. Set the icon size and its height to make the button bigger or smaller. Change the border radius to make it square or round. You can set the border thickness if you like to. If you don't want borders, set it to 0, or set border color to transparent here. Now because we have both on and off as active states, we only need to set the style we want in the active section. You can do it in both sections, but it's not needed for this example. In the Colors section, you can use any color names supported by Home Assistant, but I personally added support for HACS and RGB values in the card. Use any color picker you like and choose a color for the button and its icon. Adjust the opacity to control how bright you want the button to appear. In this example, we will not animate the button, but let me show you how it's done. You have the option to choose the animation from this list. Simply copy the animation name and set it here. Because we have both on and off as active states, the animation will start right away. You also have the option to have the animation run all the time regardless of the active state. Simply set Always Animate to True. There are extra options for the animations, like the intensity, the duration, and a delay between animation runs. For example, we can have it animate for 3 seconds, then stop for 3 seconds, and so on. This button is complete, and adding a second one is done the same way. At the top, click the plus icon to create a new button, then adjust its style and position to your liking. Let's go through a more advanced example. We'll create the battery badge, which is my favorite. I'll add it to my custom temperature card that I shared in this video. But this will work with any card you have. Just like we did before, we need to copy the card and paste it inside a vertical stack in card. But if you watch this video, you know that this card is already inside a stack in card, so you don't need to do that again. Simply click Edit, then from the description, copy the badge card. Since we're using a battery entity, copy the numeric card version. We'll return to the templates section later. Go back to Home Assistant, add a manual card, and paste the badge into it. Then return to the visual editor and add your numeric entity. In this case, it's the battery entity. In this example, we're using templates because we want different icons and colors based on the battery state. Grab the templates from the link in the description. Start with the content template. Copy it and paste it into the content field. This will simply display the battery entity value. You can also add something like a percentage symbol. Next, copy the templates for the icon and icon color. Paste them into their respective fields. Now we define the icon when the battery state is equal to or below 20, and similarly for the second entry. Otherwise, it will use the full battery icon here in the else condition. You can change those numbers to your liking, and add more entries for more icons. Do the same for the colors. This field supports color names, HACS, and RGB values. Keep in mind that this specific section will override the icon color defined in the variables. Set the tap action to More Info if you want to show the graph when you click on the badge. Now go to the code editor. Notice how this version of the card uses thresholds for the active state. It's currently set to 20, which means when the battery drops to 20 or below, it will apply the active styles here, and triggers the animations if they are set up. You can position and style the card however you like. For example, I want it to show animations when the battery is low, so I'll set the animation to flashing. Since the battery level is currently low, the animation will appear. For the sake of testing, let's change the entity to one with a higher battery level. Notice how it turns green and the animation stops. Don't forget to adjust the variables to make the card look exactly how you want. For the remaining cards, I'll provide them in the description, so you have more examples to learn from. I'll be adding more examples, templates, and enhancements over time. If you have any issues, suggestions, or ideas, let me know in the comments section. I'll also be pinning the first comment with updates, so make sure to check it regularly. A huge thank you to everyone who supports me through the links in the description. Your support truly means a lot and helps me keep creating and improving these projects. All of my main content will always remain free for everyone, but I'll be launching special content on Patreon soon. Supporters will get early access, exclusive cards, and some really cool stuff that I don't end up sharing publicly, or that would otherwise take a long time to go live. Stay tuned.